jab, jab. Okay, 3. Oh, jab, jab, jab. 3. Oh, jab. 3. Oh.
Hi, this is Denise Estrada, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right, thank
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire, in association with Amateur Boxing Champions, proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports and Amateur Boxing Champions viewers and subscribers. Now, I said a mouthful, but I'm saying a mouthful because we're talking about more of those amateur boxers that myself, Sean Porter, and Sean Zattel had a chance to interview when we were out in Colorado back in October. So these are my thoughts on them from watching them, researching them, and just where they're at right now. So in this particular video, we're going to be talking about El Paso, Texas's very own. Shout out to El Paso, Texas, and the fine folks across the whole state of Texas. I got a soft spot for the whole state of Texas. I did live there for quite some time, and I spent a lot of time in Texas. So shout out to all, of Texas. I consider myself about, 1.5% Texan. But anyway, Kayla Gomez, shout out to her. Very, very interesting fighter, young fighter. Probably one of the youngest fighters we interviewed. She's 18 years old. But already at 18 years old, so accomplished. I mean, when you take a quick look at like the CV, like her resume, what she's done so far in her career, I mean, first place 2015 JL Nationals, first place 2017 JL Nationals, first place 2016 JL Nationals. So, what else we got? Plenty of stuff. 2020 USA Boxing Youth National Champion, 2021 Pan American Games, Junior Pan American Games, first place. 2022 USA Boxing International Invitational. So she's been doing her thing. She's been doing her thing. She's a really good fighter, and from the tape that I've watched on her, she's in El Paso, right? So a lot of times the great thing about boxing is, geographically speaking, a fighter can reflect the style in which the place they come from. And El Paso, Texas is about as close as you can get to Mexico without being in Mexico, but still being in America. And she very much has that, she can obviously box. She's got boxing skills, and she's developed that over the years, being an amateur. But even though she's shorter than me, and I'm freaking short, but she's smaller than me, she's shorter than me, this girl has so much rage and intensity and ferocity in her, and she channels it in a great way in the boxing ring, and she has that Mexican style in the pure sense. Where she's going out there and she's going to beat the brakes off you, to punish you. You know what I'm saying? So, interesting person. She comes from a family of fighters. Her mother was a fighter. Although Kayla is only 18, her mother's, I believe, is like 37 or something like that, 38. So her mother had her when she was really young. In fact, her mother's only 6 years older than Amelia Moore. And Kayla Gomez in our interview stated that apparently her mother fought Amelia Moore in the amateurs, but we asked Amelia about it and she was surprised. So we're still trying to verify that on Amateur Boxing Champions and here on True School Sports. But if it is true, then there's no greater confirmation that fighting was in her blood. I mean, her mom was a fighter, her grandmother was a fighter, so she's a third generation fighter. And when you look at the fighters on this team that could potentially make some noise for years to come, I mean, I would say Kayla is definitely one of them. She's 18 now. The next Olympics is for boxing is in 2024. So she'll be 20 when the Olympics rolls around in a couple of years. So with that being said, I really do think Kayla Moore has a chance to. I mean, if there is Olympic boxing past 2024, because there's not really. Right now, as it stands, this is supposed to be the last Olympics with boxing. But I know there's people behind the scenes that are going to be lobbying to try to keep boxing going. So if boxing continues to go past 2024 in the Olympic Games, to me, if she doesn't go pro after this Olympics, because she'll be 24 if, let's say, in the 28 Olympics, if there is another Games, She'll be 24 if she competes in both these Olympics. So with that being said, to me, she could be the future of USA American amateur boxing. But if she decides to go pro, I think she kind of has that style to where it would favor her in the pro. She'd be someone that people want to see, because especially in women's boxing. Women's boxing right now, as it stands, is on fire, and this has been a banner year for women's boxing. So you think about years down the line, women's boxing should be even bigger than it is now. And I feel like with a young, bright, well-spoken talent like her, there's no reason why women's boxing shouldn't be in great hands moving forward. Now, the interesting part about Kayla Gomez as well, and I'm gonna end the video on this note, is that Kayla Gomez has stated in many interviews, in our interview and in other interviews on the internet, she stated that what inspired her to want to box was apparently she watched a documentary that had a Marlena Esparza in it. And Marlena Esparza, obviously, like I was saying, she watched the documentary on Marlena Esparza, and that inspired Kayla Gomez to box. So what's happening with Kayla Gomez in the amateurs is a direct influence of Marlena Esparza. So we're seeing the next generation of women's boxing start to have an impact on boxing at the amateur level, and it's going to have a big impact moving forward. So, it's crazy how the cycle of life goes. Marlena Esparza influenced Kayla Gomez. Who knows who the hell Kayla Gomez could be influencing next. But I think with her exciting brand of fighting and her story and where she comes from in El Paso, she's going to be very relatable to a lot of people that are probably thinking about boxing. A lot of young girls that are thinking about boxing. So, those are my little 2 cents on Kayla Gomez. Shout out to her. Definitely looking forward to seeing how she evolves as a fighter and as an amateur fighter. And we'll definitely be covering her in the years to come here on True School Sports and Amateur Boxing Champion. So, there it is. Let me know what you guys think about Kayla Gomez in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing too. You are spectacular, and
thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.